For you, all these experiences, the words you just said were, they're just there. And they're literally top 0.01% of the world's population in terms of the experience you had.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is though they mean something, they are meaningless in the scope of the fulfillment of your life.
Come on.
Welcome back to Aspire Higher with Coach Charles and Yvana Bailey. We're so excited, as we always are. If you've been watching us for any amount of time, you know we bring the energy. So today, we really are excited because we have someone that's going to bring theirs too.
Yes.
But I'm not going to talk much about that because my lovely wife has
I will
something to say.
introduce the one and the only Demar Forbes in the house from Jamrock, Jamaica.
I did that right?
No.
Okay, all right.
You have to.
I was trying to add, but I wanted to add some flavor to it.
Okay. You need a little bit more seasoning.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Mr. Demar Forbes is a former professional athlete turned entrepreneur. He has his business, Airborne Sports. We're going to talk about it later.
Yep.
But this gentleman right here is well accomplished. He has been to the Olympics multiple times, mind you, Commonwealth Games. He also is a Diamond League champ. I mean, this dude right here has been putting in work in the one event.
No wonder why you shining.
In the one event, as you can't see in the wall, what do we have? 2012 London Olympics?
Now, let's keep it real. We do, for anybody watching, because we don't have many LSU fans, so what we'll do in post is we'll edit out the jersey and all the stuff back there.
Haters, man. Charles, where did you go to school?
Man, I went to Ole Miss, man. Hotty toddy. Yeah, boy. Hey, see?
Not the face.
Oh, come on, man. But I won the SEC champion too, man. What's up? Let's go.
This is a two-time SEC champ winner.
But he came after I did. So
I know. You paved the way.
I paved the way.
You're good.
In fact, there's a funny story about that.
Women always stroke your man's ego.
Hey, man, I appreciate that,
for
man.
a little bit.
But look, there's a really funny story,
Tell me.
about this LSU. So there's so many cool things. So anybody who has watched us or listened to us long enough know, you and I met at LSU.
We did. That was
in the
stomping
bleachers.
grounds. That's right.
That was the moment that I knew she was my wife. The first day I met her, I knew this was the woman I was going to marry.
Right on the track.
Her right there.
Long jump hurdles, 100 hurdles.
And then, here's what's crazy though. It's one of those memories I don't like to pull out of my bank. But
there we go.
It was also where my professional career ended before it started.
Oh, so
first professional appearance after graduating in the SEC all the way through NCAAs.
Okay.
I'm ranked in the top in the world. I tear my Achilles. First track meet indoor at LSU.
On the runway on long jump. Tell us. Tell us, Demar, what do you feel?
I actually heard a story about that while I was a freshman. And
Oh,
I just never knew who it was. Yes.
He's the legend.
Now I remember when you said that,
Yeah.
somebody was speaking about it, and then I was like, wow, that's crazy.
It was me.
It was
That's crazy,
him.
right?
Yeah.
That
was
was
the-
you. Oh,
And it
that's
was the
wild.
pop heard around the whole
Yeah,
stadium.
the whole
That's how loud that
stadium.
pop
They
was.
said
Like a
they
gun
heard
blew
it
off.
everywhere in the stadium. Well, okay.
Anyway,
All right, that's it for our show.
Wow.
Thank you guys for having Demar.
Wow.
Anyway, moving on
yeah,
from that,
yes.
Demar, tell us how you feeling today.
How you
First,
feeling, bro?
let's just start with that. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man.
Good.
It's been a process right now, but it's been a fun process at that. So
Okay, let's
Very
talk about
cool.
it. Let's
Yeah.
go right in.
Yeah,
Come
let's
on. We
jump
got
right
Worlds
in.
coming up. Tell us about the process that you were going through.
Well, this year, I started my new job at Brown University.
Beautiful.
Congrats.
Coaching the sprints and the jumps.
Nice.
Appreciate that. And just going through the process of transitioning to a university that isn't necessarily known for track and field, and just trying to build up the program,
Right.
change the culture, and give them something they never had has been fun. Everything has been challenging but fun at the same time.
Sure.
As well as with Airborne Sports. I don't know how far you want me to go into that.
Oh, let's
but-
Man,
go.
we're
Come
gonna
on, this
talk
is your
about it all.
business.
Talk, man.
Talk about your business,
Talk
your
that
baby.
talk, bro.
Let's go.
Well, oh man, it depends because when I started Airborne Sports, it was during the 2019 season or whatnot. It was a rough year, track and field for me. It was really hard because that was my option year for what I was with Puma.
Okay.
And I was injured the year before. I had tore my calf muscle, and I was coming off of that. Had to shut the season out early in 18. Came back 2019. at the end of it, going towards trials for Doha, I had what was it again? I had plantar fasciitis. I had gotten it like at the championships in Jamaica. Like I felt it like it felt like a knife was in between my. Yeah, it was right there, right on the runway.
Wow.
And it completely shut everything down. And I just remember in 2019 thinking I was it. I was done with track and field. I was in Jamaica. My father was there. And after I couldn't really jump, I just looked at the stands and I just started like tearing up because I'm just like, this might be it. Yeah, it was just rough, man. It was a rough 2 years. And I had got a job that same time because I kind of knew what was happening. I was like, I know I'm not getting my contract back because, you know, I didn't perform as well as I needed to. So I was working for a sports performance facility at the time. And I was like, you know, they were paying okay money, but it was like I was doing things that I could have gotten individuals for myself to do this, and I'd have been taking all the money, you know, that they were taking percentages out of whatnot. So I was like, bump it, I'm gonna start my own performance, sports performance program. So got all the information I needed, you know what I'm saying? Went out there and I started doing it for myself, and and I think right before COVID started, that's when I started, and then COVID started, and then everything went shut down. But because I was independent, you know, and I was doing my own thing,
keep operating.
I was good.
That's right.
And so I was, you know, getting clients. People were tired of being inside. They wanted to come outside. They were, you know, getting money, and they were trying to get their kids to get active and whatnot. So I was in and out, just parks over here. I was at trails over here. I was doing this over here. And it started off really well. So, you know, we was steady with it for a while, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, how I wanted to grow the business. And then I was coaching at Loyola New Orleans the next year, which was a school that didn't necessarily have a track. It was very low end NAIA school.
Okay.
But I learned so much from that situation. And then I was fortunate enough to get the job at Brown University, which is in Rhode Island, which is where I'm at now.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was it's one of those situations where my client base was gone, right? I didn't have anybody up here. I went from Louisiana to Rhode Island. I had nobody, right? So trying to build a business in Rhode Island
not the same.
Not even close.
Not the same, right?
Let's just
Rhode Island, huh?
Especially with track and field performance.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Totally
because in Louisiana, you can somewhat train all year round, right? There might be some cold times, but, you know, you warm up, get on the track when it's like 50 degrees, 40 degrees, you're fine, right?
That's
it's
right.
not that
That's
big
right.
a deal. Up here,
it's 20.
It's like 12, 20 degrees.
12. You need like 80 more
Nobody
degrees.
knows who I am.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then to even use Brown facilities, there's a lot of red tape that you have to go through.
Of course.
The process was almost endless, so I was just like, it didn't make any sense to, you know, go that route.
I understand.
Right.
So I was like, you know, and I'm pretty sure you guys kind of have the same mentality when you hear me say it is you can have a job, but to continuously work this one job with nothing else to have an outlet or a business for yourself or something for yourself, it just gets monotonous, right?
Yes,
you kind of want to have something else there
That's
because
right.
that keeps you sane as an
That's right.
individual,
Sure, that's right.
especially coming from
Athletics.
especially being an athlete.
Exactly. I was
Without
gonna
a
say
shadow of a doubt.
that.
And that's what we want to talk about
Yes.
because there's a lot that goes on in the athlete's mind, especially
Yes.
like yourself. You're a super high level. We tried our best to really give our audience to understand, like, you are super freaking talented.
Yep, and
you're
accomplished.
a champion,
That's
right?
right, that's
so
right.
now you're transitioning out of sport. Before you go too further, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How was that for you, that period of time, where you went from being this world championship athlete, right, Olympic athlete, and now you're talking about, okay, how do I make income for myself? What do I do? What was that period like for you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically?
Yeah. Good question.
Emotionally, it was rough because because for me in the situation, I kind of knew I had more in me.
Right.
Like I knew
More place.
I could keep going if I wanted to. You know, it was just the position that I was in with the income, the contracts being cut, the injuries. It was just like it was just piled up on yourself and it piled up on itself, and it's a dark position to be in when you only known track and field and performing at a high level, and you kind of honed these skills and kind of repelled everything else because you wanted to stay focused on just this skill.
Yes.
And now you're just like, that part of you is getting pulled away and you're just like, what do I have for the future?
Right.
and as a man, you kind of have to go into your bag because you got to get it. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about
nobody
it.
else but you.
You know you're right. I'm about to hit 30, and I'm like, what skills do I have? So I was like, all right, I don't like working for people.
Yeah.
Right.
Most athletes don't.
But,
Yep.
right?
Makes
But
sense why.
Right? But I kind of understood that I just had to bite the bullet or whatever I need to do in order to put my head down and grind. That's what I love to do. Put my head down and grind. Like in high school, I didn't go out. I didn't do anything because I wanted to stay on track.
Yeah.
So it wasn't necessarily. It was hard to humble myself and just go into the world and just start from scratch.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for my fiance, honestly, I probably would have gotten there, but a lot slower. Of course. She helped me mentally a lot.
That's what I'm talking about.
A
Support,
lot.
community.
So,
come on.
Yeah. You kind of you don't necessarily know how much you would need that kind of a support system when you're in that position until you are.
That's right.
That transition was really bad for me, but she was there to help, and we kind of figured everything out together, and she's been in my corner from day one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is
she in track and
field? It's a lot
field?
easier to figure things out.
Was she?
Yeah, she's the reason I'm going to Budapest.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Tell us about it. Come on, world
Come on, you got to talk about it.
Well, yeah, so you know who Coach Boo Scheck-Snyder is.
Of course. One of the greatest to ever do it.
There it
I
is.
was coached by Joe Walker. That was the two legends at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was my mentor and the guy that was coaching me at the end of my career.
Wow.
And he coached her as well because she's from Canada. Okay. I'm from Jamaica. She competes for Team Canada. We just kind of, met at LSU.
Of course. LSU is the matchmaking school.
Listen, it is what it is.
Well, she didn't go there, but she
didn't
came
either.
there to train.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, see? Okay, that makes sense then. That's where we go. Go to LSU if you want to find your significant other. That's all I can say.
Shameless plug. There it is. Matchmaker.
Love Spouse University.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so Coach...
Improv. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's good. No, well, so she... we were coaching there with Coach Boo, and I think he was on his last year, like, fully coaching professionals. Yep. And I had just gotten a job at Brown University, and she was just like, you know what? I'm coming with you.
Wow.
Let's go. I trust you, whatever it is. And I was like, okay, you know what? We'll stay in communication with Coach Boo, and we can go back and forth. And I'll just, be your eyes and ears, and I'll help coach you for this next year.
Come on.
So she's been here. I've been helping her, train and get everything together. And, it's been ups and downs in terms of how we want things to go. But we kept the goal where it was. We went to Vancouver, I think, 2 weeks ago, and she won her second in Canadian National Championship.
All right. Congratulations, team.
Yes. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and then she's going on Worlds for that. So we're about to start packing up. And
Good.
Wow,
that's what I'm talking about.
Wow, so many similarities, but I'm sure you have a lot of things that go through your mind.
Tell me how difficult it was. You said 2019 was probably the roughest year, right? Transitioning now to Brown University, right? You have your fiance, and you're helping, you're facilitating in that, but you're also running a business. Yeah. A lot of times athletes, we like to have our hands in so many different things because it's like we know how to kind of like develop our schedules. We know how to perform. And so it makes sense. But how did you birth your business? Let's talk about Airborne Sports.
Yes.
Yeah. So because I kind of touched on it when we were talking earlier. Mm-hmm. It was birthed out of thinking that I love doing things for myself. Yes. I've always been that kind of a person. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just don't like burdening other people with the stuff that I'm trying to do, and I want to know that I have my hands in what my life is geared towards. So I had an idea. I was like, I'm gonna come up with my own sports performance company. It started out training athletes, Airborne Sports, sports performance, and then when I came to Brown, had to transition. I had to figure something out. So I wanted to continue Airborne Sports, but I couldn't necessarily train. But I loved glasses. I
that was you. I remember.
Shades.
Competing with the shades
have
on,
them
man.
on.
He's the one.
Yeah. I wear them all. I don't jump in them because they move.
Yeah,
but I have them on. One of the reasons, honestly, is because if I stay in the sunlight too long with my eyes just exposed, I get a headache.
Okay.
So shades was one of the things that kind of helped me, not get headaches when I'm at track meets in the sun and whatnot. So I was like, I like shades. I know what shades feels good to me and looks good. So start a shades business.
There you go.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, I looked into it, figured out how to, get the specs I wanted, and I looked at, it was a process figuring that out, and the months it take to get there, and then it's the promotional aspect of it. It's been a journey, but it's been a fun journey. Stressful.
Sure.
Entrepreneurial.
Time consuming.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But it's been fun, man. I love the feedback I've been getting, the athletes that I've been helping, I've galvanized a group of athletes younger athletes that are just like, I want more.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
We used to always have those jokes about track. If you show up on the track and you line up on that line, you better be fast.
Wearing them glasses. You hear me?
You better be fast, right?
Coming through the line at 21 in 100.
That's hilarious how it works. But I want to say this is really unique because so a lot of our listeners, professional athletes, aspiring athletes, business leaders in business or sport, run their own business. So you're talking to a lot of different groups right now.
Right.
And one of the things that I think is beautiful is you spoke a few things that we want to make sure we take the time to highlight because these are very important points that we always stress in our shows. One, as an athlete, you can be very high level, high performing. It doesn't matter what level you've been on or you would have been on. It all has to end.
That's right.
You need to be focused on what other skills and gifts you have that you could use develop to create a path for your life.
Yes.
Because the sport you're doing is just a platform.
That's right.
A lot of people forget that. So pointing to that, you have a platform that is helping other people.
Yeah.
You are literally providing a physical product through sunglasses that are made for athletes and enthusiasts and people who are outdoors. Yeah. But you also are providing another service as a coach.
Yes.
You're giving of yourself and instilling that in other people. I think the reason why I wanted to highlight that is because it is very, very important for all of us to remember if we're really questioning, like you were, what is it that I'm supposed to do? Yeah. You have to ask, who is it that I'm supposed to serve?
That's right. That's right.
The moment you answered that question, you came out with a business.
Yes.
You have now been a coach.
Yes.
And now watch this. Your skills that took you to the championships are taking your future wife to the highest level of competition.
That's right. That's right.
You are now someone who has been poured into, but instead of holding it tightly, my wife loves to say this, you're holding it loosely and giving it away.
Come on.
What does it mean to you as I said that to you? Because I know you're hearing it, and it's sometimes different when you hear it from another perspective. What does that mean to you as you see your life evolving now?
It means a lot. Like even when I first started Airborne Sports, my whole motto was to give back the kind of knowledge I've gained in track and field or in sports in general to the younger individuals. Because if I knew somebody like me, I would be listening like ear to ear. I'm sitting down, I'm taking in everything that you're saying, and I knew how that was. How it could be for younger athletes. So I actually appreciate everything that you said because that's kind of what I wanted to do for the young athletes that are up and coming and just want to know what it is like, telling stories to some of the brown athletes about trips to Europe and Olympic Games. They're very invested and interested, and it's kind of fun for me to do as well. So just giving back the skills that I've learned and the things that I'm still learning, it's been near and dear to my heart, and I just want to continue that in Airborne Sports and whatever I do, honestly.
Absolutely. Awesome. Was there ever a point in your career where you faced heartbreak that was hard to transition out of?
That's track and field. That's athletics.
All the time, man. There was so much heartbreak in my career. It's kind of hard. Like even at the time, you just didn't know how you're gonna get over it. I remember NCAAs. I got second place at NCAAs and SECs 3 times in a row. Bang, 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 bang. Second place. So my senior year, I was, shout out to Marquise Dendy. Senior year.
Marquise,
amazing. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, shout out to him. He was whooping my butt when he came into the NCAAs.
My boy was ready.
I was coming second to him, and I was upperclassman to him. But senior year, outdoor SECs, he was jumping pretty good. I was jumping pretty good. It was my last SECs. On my last jump, I jumped 817. And he jumped 828, his last jump. 8:28.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was going to my last jump at SEC's. Boom, hit the board. 8:34. First SEC championship.
Are you
First one.
Oh.
First one. Right.
Whoa.
And then the next day we won the relay.
That's so funny. That's how it goes sometimes in track and field, man.
Oh yeah.
That's really funny. 'Cause I remember that's how it was for me too. This is gonna shock you though. I had never placed any higher than 6th at the SEC championships at any of my years at Ole Miss. And then my senior year, I popped off the biggest jump of my life. And I was ready. I was always ready to do it. But I'm just saying, it's that feeling of being like, it's in you.
Absolutely.
And you could be close and yet so far. But in what we're talking about centimeters, bro.
Yeah.
So the reality of it is you can be just as good as the person that beats you, and if you look at it on the measure tape, there's this much of a distance between you and them.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm hearing in you too, though, bro, is you always had the heart of a champion.
That's right. A tiger.
What was? Oh gosh.
Heart of a tiger. What's
you
wrong
see
with
it.
that?
Oh,
That's
Lord, you had to
That's
do
their
it. All right. Okay. All right. Heart of a tiger. All right,
They have a tiger. They literally have a tiger on their track, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we know
Literally.
they have tigers there. They have a whole team of tigers, all right? It's a tiger
But a
pride.
real tiger.
All right, no, but seriously, bro, heart of a champion to say that I'm going to keep pushing for this. So in that heartbreak that you faced, what was it that you told yourself that made you think, I can do this? Was it just like a thing that just happened? Or was it like, no, I'm going to get this?
It was more of a motivating thing. Like, this is my last chance. This is the only opportunity I have to get it done.
Right.
I got to get it now, right? I need to go. Like, these people are not better than me. I'm like, this dude is not better than me, or not that much better than me.
Yeah, I know what
We
you're
just need
saying.
to pop one.
Yeah.
So, stay composed, went down, popped it. And matter of fact, I actually dropped my arm back, and they measured from my arm.
You lost.
I could have went like 840, if not 850 that day. If you watch the video.
No.
So, yeah, it was one of those situations. So that one, I think it just came, like, that was it. I don't even, like, I'm not necessarily a too religious person, but
Understood.
I think that was God, man. Like,
I
it
hear
grabbed me and put me out there, and I was, because I should have fouled. I should have, been further back, but, he got me exactly where I needed to be.
That's right.
And after that, I won NCAAs for the first time.
Bam.
But I think by the largest margin.
At an NCAA championship.
NCAA.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and it's okay to mention God, because again, He's always there.
That's right.
And He's always looking at
absolutely.
the end of our life, even though we might be at the very beginning of it. So, bro, listen, I'm completely encouraging you.
Yes.
Credit where it's due, because He's taking you somewhere,
Absolutely.
even through the heartbreak and the frustration. Just know that the story's been written, and it's a great story.
That's right. That's right. And with that, so after the Olympics, did you ever feel, because I'm looking at your bib in the back, the London 2012 Olympics and then 2016, but the interesting thing is they're not alive. Like, they are literally papers on the wall. Their medals in a case or something like that are hanging. But did you ever feel when you retired that a part of you died with that?
Wow.
So I haven't formally retired yet.
Okay. Okay.
There's the only reason why, because I was just giving my time to gather my resources. Because as an athlete, you gotta stay focused on it completely, and it kind of drains your pocket. So I was like, let me focus on building my resources, getting where I need to be.
Yes.
And if I want to do it again, I can. But I was only going to do one more year, even if I actually was going to do it. Right.
Okay.
So I haven't formally retired, but the whole aspect of these experiences, I had to come to a realization that their experiences. There's something you can tell yourself, because for a long time I used to look back at these bibs and I used to just chuck them in the corner because I was pissed off. I didn't medal. I didn't get what I wanted to do. I made Olympic finals in 16. Was supposed to be top 5, but I completely
It's athletics.
just collapsed it. Yeah. So there's been a lot of times where I underperformed, and it takes a toll on you mentally to even continue going. But at some point you got to realize that you've made it to places that other people
will never
make it.
That's right.
And you got to just got to use that as fuel and continue your life with the same energy that you started it with.
That's right. Wow. And with do you ever look back at the medals? Do you ever look back at the bibs, or they're just up there?
it's just there. Like,
Exactly.
honestly, I don't
Exactly.
even pay attention to it as much as
important.
it's there.
Come on.
And the funny part about it is, and I hope
reason
that
why I'm asking.
as people are listening, because there's a reason why she asked that.
Yeah.
Because every person we have on our show, we do that. We try to drag some of the things out that aren't the usual conversation.
Right.
And for you, all these experiences, the words you just said were, they're just there. And they're literally top 0.01% of the world's population in terms of the experience you had.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is though they mean something, and I don't mean to disrespect anyone or anything when I say this, but they are meaningless in the scope of the fulfillment of your life.
Come on.
Even if you had medaled, I would guarantee that you'd be excited that you had the medal, but you would have just looked at it and be like, yo, I did it.
I did it. Move on. Yeah.
And I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm going to bring it back to a point you made earlier. When you said as you're coaching, you're doing more now expressing the experiences that you've had, the stories that you've experienced.
Right.
You're giving a vision and a picture to people who've never lived it.
Yeah.
And you're telling them that it's possible.
Right.
The whole point of our show is to help people to aspire higher. It doesn't make sense to focus on the end destination, but you can focus on the journey.
That's right.
And here's the thing. In your journey, it should serve as inspiration to other people so that they know that their journey can be endless as well. They can have incredible experiences.
That's right.
I remember, please excuse me, I almost choked there, but I remember speaking to family, and I remember speaking to Yvana once about growing up in Mississippi. Now, I don't know where you grew up, but for me, certain things weren't visible to me.
Yeah.
I thought certain things were not accessible to me. I didn't know that I can get on a plane and fly to New York City. Me saying that sounds almost embarrassing because I grew up in a place where that wasn't discussed. I didn't see anyone who traveled the world. I didn't know anyone who traveled the world. Everyone I knew either stayed right where they were or close by and never went anywhere. And it took me getting experience through track and field to realize that I could do things and see things and experience things. And so your story is that for some people. Talk about that. So are you thinking that deeply now to the point that you're really giving people that?
Absolutely, especially with the athletes that I'm coaching. Because I think the best thing about being a professional athlete that was able to travel as much as I was and experience the things that I've experienced is that I can see where some athletes are going, and I can give them the advice of what to do in order to maneuver through it, and just give them the understanding of what to expect in different situations. So like traveling, like you were saying, like I was born in Jamaica. I moved to the United States in elementary school. I went to school there. We was bouncing back and forth from Jamaica to the States. So for me, I know how to, when I meet international athletes and when they're facing certain things, especially young ones, and the uncertainty of not knowing how you fit into a civilization, and then you have to go back to Jamaica because at some point you assimilate to the U.S. and then you have to go back to Jamaica. Now you're not really Jamaican, but you're not really American. Where do you really fit?
Oh,
so
you know that experience.
It's actually really big, man. So you have an identity crisis when you're young, and then I think that's one of the things that kind of made me really want to focus on track and field, because on the track, nobody cares who you are. Either you're good or you're not.
That's it. Black and white.
That's it.
That's right.
Right? So, being able to, let athletes know, like, yo, when you get on this track, man, it's you versus everybody else. You don't necessarily need to worry about how you look or what this is and what this is. This is all you.
That's right.
And I think just them being able to sit in their peace in that situation, and then just feeling good about competing or just being out there and letting go some of the things that's been happening in your life is one of the biggest things that I can help athletes do.
That's right.
There's almost like a ritual that I tell my athletes when we go there, because I love to motivate them through emotion.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because track is 10% physical and 90% mental.
Man.
Absolutely.
It's literally like golf. People don't understand it unless you do it.
Tough.
And I think the best thing I can do as a coach is bridge that gap between mental and physical, because the anxiety takes over for a lot of athletes. And to have somebody there to grab you and be like, listen, you're good. You're better than what you're thinking you are right now. Look at me and show me that you're better than that. And they'll show me something, and I start like, let's go. And then they get hyped and excited, and then they're like, I'm like, all right, now do what you got to do.
That's right.
And they love it. They appreciate it. They love it, and it makes me feel good that I'm able to see the things that we used to deal with as athletes, and then nip it right then and there.
That's incredible, man.
Early.
It sounds like you're really enjoying it. Are you feeling like you're fulfilling your purpose, or is there something that is still missing, you think?
I honestly, I didn't know how I was going to like coaching, because at LSU, man, I'm telling you, the athlete, well, I'm not trying to be biased on anything, but but athletes are hard to deal with in certain capacities. You know, freshmen, people that are just coming to school. So I didn't know how I was gonna like. I thought I was gonna be exhausted, and it kind of is, but it's in a good way for the athletes that I'm actually dealing with now.
Yeah.
So just being there and just helping them out, it's been really fulfilling for me. And I think it doesn't feel like a job when I do when I coach athletics. It doesn't feel like a job.
Interesting.
And then I'm doing my stuff on the side. It doesn't feel like a job. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to.
Come on, that's what I wanted to find out. That's incredible.
We should have put him in our book.
Well, I mean, if I wrote
His story really is in our book, though.
Yeah,
if you think
well,
about
if
it.
you really think about it, and again, for anyone watching or listening, you will hear us talk about it all the time. Our book is The Flight of Your Life, The Power of Propulsion. And you can see that there are a lot of the similarities between this young man's experiences and what we talk about in our own experiences in our book.
That's right.
And what you're also sharing, bro, is what you just said, which is very incredible. I know people oftentimes would say, if you find the thing you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, that's not true. You just got to saying it's still a job.
Right.
It's still work.
That's right.
But what you get in return from it is greater than you would have ever imagined. So I think that's a big encouragement to say as well. Here you are, the prime of your life, so to speak. You're doing so many great things. You have another business. You're selling sunglasses that are starting to take the market by storm in track and field, especially because people are getting exposed to them. Yeah. You're a coach. You're giving of your knowledge and your wisdom. You're still traveling. You have an athlete that you coach that you're going to marry. Yeah. But yet all these things are an expression of who you are.
Exactly.
None of which sounds like you're striving to make them you. They're really reflecting who you already are.
That's right.
That's one of the highest aspirations I can really challenge anyone who's watching or listening to think about. Find something not just that you're happy to do, but something that is a true reflection of all that you've already experienced, that you've done, your dreams, your desires, your hopes, your goals, your visions, and you can instill that in other people. And that's what I'm seeing in you, bro. Very cool.
It's beautiful.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Definitely something that I think everybody should have, an inclination for, figuring out what you like and just, doubling down on that and moving forward with it. It's been a help. It's been a blessing.
That's a huge blessing. And from the minute you decided to pivot into coaching, when we're younger, sometimes we envision what we want to be like when we grow up, right? Did you ever envision that, or did pursuing your professional career, did it just open up for you? Did the path just say, this is where I want you to walk in, and you just walked in it?
Funny story, because when I was younger, I wanted to be an Olympian. I didn't know that you couldn't do that forever, right? I just wanted to be at the Olympics. I just wanted to go run track and make money, and that was it. I didn't have anything that was longevity wise. But I tried to get away from track multiple times. Wow. I tried to get away from track a lot of times. Like I was like, all right, I've been doing this for a long time. Let me go do something else, because I'm like, all right, I don't know if I'm gonna get burnt out from doing athletics, right?
Okay.
And I bounced around. I tried to do, different things that I thought would have been fun, or things that I was interested in, and everything kind of just was like, nope, track. Nope, track. People came out to me like, hey, can you do this? I'm like, yeah, but I'm trying to do this. Nope. Brought me right back to track. Until I was like, you know what? Let me embrace this.
Let me just pay attention a little bit.
Yeah, because obviously, it's bringing me back here for a reason. That's I have the resources. I have the people in my corner. I have all these things that can propel me into different avenues. So I was like, why not use it? And one of the things that helped me the best of it was the saying, a jack of all trades is a master of none.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what? I got to use what I know in order to, monetize it.
That's right.
And just
absolutely
move on with it. So that's what I did, honestly.
But you know what? I'm going to say this before we go, because we're going to make sure that we respect your time. But there's something you just said that's really awesome. First, though, about that quote, a jack of all trades and a master of none, that's only half of the phrase. The whole phrase is jack of all trades, master of none is oftentimes better than the master of one. Because what you just said, which is really unique, is that you said, I use what I know to make opportunities for myself. Now watch this. I got through saying it earlier. I'm going to make this list again. Entrepreneur.
Yes.
championship athlete.
Okay.
Seasoned coach.
Come on.
I'm coaching right now a world championship athlete for Team Canada.
Come on.
I have a sunglass company. Master of none is oftentimes better than a master of one.
There you go.
You don't even give yourself enough credit.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't. I don't, honestly.
Yeah. Just wanted to share that with you because that's very, very powerful, very inspirational, because you're doing all of what you were made to do and more. And you're helping other people to envision that there's actually more for them. That is also beautiful that you said one more thing. You paid attention to where you were being propelled. That is literally our secret word in all of our marketing, in our book, because many people are following their compulsive desires and not the propulsive desires. Right. You wanted to do this, but then something behind you said, nope, do this.
This is the way, right.
You have to choose. Yeah. You don't even realize that your choice empowers you or it can actually hold you back. So congratulations on listening to the voice of more.
That's right. Come on. That was good.
I appreciate that. Honestly.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
That was great.
It was great, babe. You're like a motivational speaker.
Hey, man, I do something, man. Well, you want to go ahead and close us out?
Yes. Listen, first, let's see the sunglasses real quick. I see it peeking behind you, but the audience needs to see what you are working with. Let's see that. Take it up if you want.
Come on, man. Grab us one of them shades,
man.
I
got you.
Put them on. Let us see.
So, yeah, these are the new drops. We call them the Apexes. These are the red ones.
The Apex. Ooh. Okay. Transcendent images.
You get online. You see someone with these online.
Yes,
no doubt.
Yeah, you gotta hit the mark when you get on the track.
Yeah, you gotta stand there like
happy. You gotta.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
So, he's one of the Apexes. Nice. These is call these the Halos. These are.
Oh, it looks just like the game. That's beautiful.
That literally is Halo.
Hey, man.
Come on, all of our
gamers.
I
need you to shoot us a pair of those. Them things are beautiful.
Yep.
Look at this man.
Which one is mine? Do you get Halo or Apex?
Yeah.
I don't care which one he sends me. I'm going to walk on somebody's track just like this. You watch. Yeah. I'm going to show up at Star Athletics with my tights on, long socks.
Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. The long socks, no.
Yeah, they come with multiple lenses. They come with a blue lens. This is a mirror silver. But they come with a blue, black, and actually like completely clear, like you can see the eyes. So they come with multiple. Nice. Somebody said they were 4 glasses in one.
They are.
But these were the originals. Yeah. These were the originals that we had brought out, the Eclipses. A lot of the younger athletes love these.
I've seen these on the track.
Yes.
Who would have thought that this was you?
This is you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the young athletes love these ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, bro.
We work with athletes that would love some. Let me tell you that. So we're going to point them their way.
Yeah, we may have to do a giveaway, man. We won't tell them the rules. We'll just randomly surprise somebody that leaves comments
on this podcast.
Yep, and subscribes.
Absolutely.
And follows us on social media. Something like that.
Absolutely, all 3. Boom, just like that.
Absolutely.
So where can they find you at? Give us your website for the shades.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the website is www.airbornesportswear.com. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Airborne Sports, and TikTok and all the other stuff. I think it follows suit. Honestly, I'm not a social media guy.
That's all right.
Okay.
Those are the places that you can find them the most.
Perfect.
All right, bro.
Yes,
well,
sir,
this is our
sir.
time, man. My man, Demar.
Wait. Stealth mode coming out.
I had to
Did
close
you
you
see how
out
he
with the
waited
gold,
till the
you know?
end to do that? He waited till the last second. I'm getting ready to shout this man out and close.
Come on,
he said,
Batman.
wait, bam, hit him with the black. I love it. Well, again, thank you so much for your time, Demar. You are an incredible individual.
Absolutely.
We hope that someone got something great out of this episode.
Yes.
Get your athletes to take a look at this. I'm sure they'll be proud. Forward it anywhere you can.
That's right.
Even LSU. No, I'm seriously proud. SEC all day. I'm proud of anyone.
Shout out to the Tigers, man.
No
Shout out
doubt.
to the Tigers.
And again, we appreciate your time.
Yes.
Those of you who are watching, we didn't say it at the top of the show, but you know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe. Please hit that share. We're seeing a lot of people conversing about these shows, but we really ask you to join the conversation. If there's something in there that you liked, something that you wish we would touch on, maybe you want to have him back, that's completely cool for us. Just leave it in the comments. You know where to find us. Until next time, this is Coach Charles.
And Yvana.
And we'll see you later.
Thank you.